Thanks for tuning in. Trying to adjust the light here a little bit. I don't know what I can do. Let me pop that back. Throw it up. That might help a little bit. I can always get that glare in my glasses. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm in a new place. I had driven back down to Virginia. Had to go into Tennessee to unload my stuff. And came back into Virginia. And next day, all of a sudden, Danita's son's dad dies, and so that wasn't a good thing. And we knew he was having bad health, but we didn't think he would die or anything like that. So that was, pretty bad. And so she wanted to drive to visit her son that night, but it didn't seem like she had to be there that quick. And I asked her if she could, maybe do that the next day because, just because of the situation, I would really have appreciated her help unloading that truck because I was actually so sore that from loading that trailer that I towed down that I pulled into a rest area and I got out of my truck and I thought I was going to fall to the ground. My legs were that sore. And every step I took was painful. So, I had one of the neighbors stopped over and helped me for about a half an hour. So that was helpful. But for 2 days straight, up and downstairs loading that trailer. And I'm going to be 64 years old in January. So that was taking a toll on my body. And so as it turned out, because I drove down on last Thursday. And so I figured I had Friday to unload that trailer and get it back to U-Haul. And so as it turned out, Danita was able to come out and help me, and I figured it would unload a lot faster than it loaded. And so we got everything out of that and out of my truck, and I couldn't get everything, from New York down. So one of these days along the way here, I'm going to have to drive back up in my pickup truck, and hopefully I can get everything in that because I got rid of my utility trailer. And so Friday she had driven out, 300 miles to be with her son, spend time with him. So she's probably going to be there until Wednesday of this week. And then she'll come back. I'm taking care of things here, keeping the plants watered. We're growing some things. We're going to start. I got some heavy duty shelves I'm going to set up on the back patio and start growing some food. I got bell peppers started back in New York, and I watered them good before I left. Kind of flooded them so they'd have water for several days. And I was going to go back up, like maybe, while she was out there, but I said I don't want to do that. I kind of want to. The cats have to be watched here. The plants have to be watered, stuff like that. And I would have been kind of worried about things and stuff. So I says, well, I'll stay here and want to do that. And there's some other things I want to get done while I'm here and head back down to where my stuff is. And some of the stuff here I got to take out and take down to Tennessee. And then some things that are in Tennessee I might have to bring back here. Not a lot, but a little bit. And so she's out with her son 300 miles away. Well, two of her sons live out there. And so then I guess it sounds like the plan is, since we talked today, that when she comes back, then she'll go back to New York with me. And we'll get the rest of the stuff out of there and then come back down because we've hardly seen each other since I was up there for several days and now she's gone for several days. So we're going to take a ride back up there together, and it's going to be a 1,200-mile round trip. So it's not terribly bad, but when you get older like me, it can get a little rough on the body. But hopefully it won't be too bad this time because I'm not loading, a ton and a half of stuff, And so with this next trip, this will be the final trip down. I've taken 3 trips. Well, one in the beginning was mostly just to come down to visit, spend time, start building the relationship and things like that. And my lease is up at the end of this month, so I had to discern, am I going to have to be there another year, and how much of a window do I really have to move? And things are happening so quick right now. I realize, no, I can't go into another lease and we'll be bound for another year. And so it worked out well. And I thought end of this month it just felt like too quick because everything was happening so fast, and the Father was just opening doors just like that. I wasn't trying to push anything. In fact, the time I wanted to come down, I couldn't, so it was good. And when I was able to come down, it was perfect because I was here for like 2.5 weeks and able to spend Pentecost here. And so that was a great blessing. And I was never aware of a fellowship, that kept it like, the Vineyard does in Limestone, Tennessee. And there's other people moving out there. I think a buddy of mine from New York, he had moved down to North Carolina. I think he mentioned he's coming out soon. So I told him, I says, hey, let's reconnect. That'll be good. And a lot of great fellowship there. And it's growing so fast, they don't have enough chairs to seat everybody. And I knew the first time I came down here, well, I'd been watching before in the live stream. First time I came down here, I told Danita, I says, I want to go to the Vineyard. And we did. She'd been there a little bit, off and on and stuff. But she likes it now, too. And as long as we're in town, we're pretty much going there every week. Well, this past week we didn't. And I was so tired I could barely walk. And I said, I just need to stay here, and I'll watch them through the live stream. And she came into it a little bit from where she was. And so this week, I had expected we would be back there, but what's going on is that because we're going to be in New York, that we'll have to watch it through the live stream again. But it's completely different watching on the live stream in comparison to being there. You really want to be there if you want good fellowship. It's far better to be there in person with the saints. So we're looking forward to that, but we're just having a time right now when we're making some big adjustments really quick, and the Father's lining things up for us, and for what's ahead and stuff like that. I'll share more in time about what's going on, and once she's with me, and we're going to take that road trip. Possibly we'll shoot another video together and share with everybody, what's going on. As far as just getting things down. There's more, maybe, 2-4 weeks away that, we're gonna share more and stuff like that. And, we're just trying to get everything into perspective ourselves and seeking the Father and gaining His leading. Sometimes I'll put a fleece before the Father, and of course it has to be one that I can't control. And I've done this before, and the Father has answered those prayers and guided me in different things. And because when I just would do things according to what I thought what I wanted to do, it didn't work out very well. But as I've been seeking my Father in heaven, things have been coming together perfectly. And it's amazing how much the Father wants us to trust Him and seek Him and rely on Him. And so it's important to do that. And please pray for us in our travels. We've been doing quite a bit of traveling lately because I'd been out to where Danita is now. Her and I went out there to her son's a while back, and he was still in the hospital. We couldn't go see him anyway, so we came back and waited. And so he's out now, and there's some other things that he's doing, and so Danita's helping him with that and stuff, getting him set up and that. And sometimes, we need a little help from a friend or a parent or whatever, so that's kind of what's going on out there. So please pray for them, and that the Father will guide them and guide her son, both her sons actually, but especially the one that she's visiting. So we're expecting good things to come, with that situation, and we have to reach out to people, as people that serve Messiah. We really need to love one another, whether it's family or anybody else. And so I appreciate you watching, and please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. And I hope you're truly blessed. I hope you had a great Sabbath yesterday, and I wish the best for all of you. Shalom.